Yo! What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Thtman.x. Now you I'm back with another reaction video. And hey! We react to the Dark Side of Dr. Dre. See, I found out about Dr. Dre through Beats by Dre. Let's not forget I am born in 2006, so I'm a young guy. You might be wondering why I'm out of breath. I ran very fast to get this bottle of water. But yeah, boy, I found out about Dr. Dre through Beats by Dre, and then I found out that he was actually a big part of the hip hop stage back in the day. Very influential figure, very big star, and yeah, we're gonna see the dark side of him, man. So there's a darker side to when these bigger celebrities, man. You'll never know what they do. You never know what they did. We're going to find out. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. We're going to get to the dark side of Dr. Dre.
There are some individuals in the world of hip-hop who seem like they're larger than life. By extension of the length of their career, the things they've achieved, or the indelible influence they've had on the music that we know and love. These people seem to hover above the rest of us, as though the problems, issues, and faults that burden us all aren't a concern to them. But when you peer below the PR spin and the idea of themselves that they strive to project to the outside world, you generally find that these people are just as flawed and complicated as the rest of us, if not more. At 60 years of age,
that is what I heard, that he was whooping his woman though, like really. Seems
Dre
one of
has
those.
had very little left to prove to the world. A producer and artist who was once a cusp of being hip-hop's first billionaire. Many of the projects he's been involved in have fundamentally changed the game as we know it. So the respect and love that he gets from not only the world, but the artists he's helped to usher to success is well earned.
But now he's just like the big homie, you know? Like, that's like my big bro now. He's really regular. Like, he's all about the music, and he's not on some, you know, famous people type thing.
Dr. Dre was the perfect father figure, role model, mentor, and producer for me at the time because I was young, I was raw, but I needed direction and I needed some sculpting. And he was able to shape me and mold me and teach me the right way of how to do it. And he had the right team around me. And I've always respected the fact that he was willing to teach me when I was not who I am today. You know, people see the Snoop Dogg that's polished up and shined up, but they didn't see the one that was a rock, that he's seen the diamond in me.
But running alongside all the great things he's accomplished is the other history that he's tried to obscure from view, full of stories of violence, ego, and dreams that he crushed through his own ways that he refuses to deviate from no matter what it costs those around them. It's your boy Luesta, and this is the dark side of Dr. Dre. First emerging onto the scene as part of the world-class Wrecking Crew, the man, then better known as Andre Young, had dreams of making it. But he knew that as someone who was more talented behind the boards than with a pen in his own hand, there was little chance that he could make it alone as an artist. With that, he linked up with Eazy-E, Ice Cube, MC Ren, and DJ Yella to form the iconic NWA. But back then, it was only supposed to be a little experiment
Ninjas with attitude
than they could have ever dreamed of.
Lonzo, who ran the Wrecking Crew, really wouldn't let Dre do the hardcore records that he really started to want to do. So me and Dre started doing mixtapes. I would do the hardcore raps on the mixtapes talking about the neighborhood. Well, Eazy, which is Dre's old friend, got one of the tapes, tracked Dre down, and was like, yo, you know, I've been hustling on the street. I don't want to flip some of this money. I want to have a label. We should do an all-star group. This is what Eazy said. We should do an all-star group. We'll take the best out of, you know, I'll be Eazy. We take Dre and Yella out of the Wrecking Crew. We'll take Cube out of, I had a group called CIA. You know, we just do the side group hardcore records, you know, and then y'all can go back and do slow jams and whatever y'all was doing.
A group unlike anything that the mainstream had ever heard before, their hard-hitting approach to gritty street reporting became such a smash that they ended up on the FBI's radar and wore the title of the world's most dangerous
Shout out to NWA, man, it was huge.
But for all the greatness they achieved, their gradual breakup and the relationships he'd have with some of the members after the fact showed early signs of Dre's cunning ways, and it all began with deciding to sacrifice his friendship with Ice Cube once things got tense. When Ice Cube left the group over a contract dispute with Eazy-E and Jerry Heller's Ruthless Records, the belief, as he departed to start his solo career, was that the rest of them initially were cordial.
You know what it is? It wasn't the group itself. The group was never mad at each other. I don't care what people say. We never had argument, never had problem. There's always somebody on the outside
But in an attempt to undermine their former friend, NWA released 100 Miles and Running, which featured a few shots at Cube. After that, they started referring to him as famous traitor Benedict Arnold on their second studio album.
They dissed me real good, you know what I mean? They call me Benedict Arnold, all kind of names on No Vaseline.
Okay, they diss you on the line, you kind of diss them back on the line. Do you think it was over? Okay, you said yours, I said mine, I'm done. Let's move on. You thought it was over.
Yeah, because I still like them dudes. You know, I had a problem with Easy and Jerry, but I'm still cool with Dre.
But what were they beefing about, though? Because he left? Am I not paying attention? That's probably why I'm not that good in school. But you can't be mad because, you know what I'm saying, bro? If y'all all cool, bro, you got to understand, like, you just got to understand, bro. People got their own part ways, bro. Everybody got their own lives, bro. Y'all can still be cool and supportive of each other, man. I don't feel like you got to diss, bro, because he left, gang.
Yella and Ren.
Eventually,
like he thought he was better than y'all,
leading him to decimate his former crew on the famed diss track No Vaseline.
For them to diss me on their EP 100 Miles and Running, I kind of threw a little jab with Jacking for Beats at the end, and then they came with another, like, a couple little disses. I said, okay, man, I'm tired of this. You know what I mean? I'm gonna end this real quick, or we gonna set it all the way off.
Right.
So that's when I wrote No Vaseline, recorded it. I put it on that Cinderfella track, you know what I mean? That Dana Dane track, Cinderfella. You know, we flipped it and it, you know, it became a smash.
With that, NWA's fate was uncertain. And as Dre began to see the same financial trickery that led Cube to want to cut ties.
I ain't gonna lie, this scene just pissed me off. I know I get that y'all trying to show, bro, behind bars, but my nigga, like half of the cell is gone, gang. You could have just kept it like right in front of here, cameraman. You gotta do better, gang. Come on, bro. You shouldn't have showed this part, man. This pissed me off, gang. Will I? You got a twin bed size cell door. This pissed me off, man. This is a twin bed size door. Hell nah.
And as Dre began to see the same financial trickery that led Cube to want to cut ties, the group did the unthinkable and broke up after a #1 album. At that stage, Dre began to lobby to get out of his contract with the help of none other than the intimidating and ultimately infamous Suge Knight. But before Knight could become his benefactor at death row, he first had to get out of his deal with Ruthless. And in this sense, many believe Dre snaked Easy by setting him up to get pressured by Suge during a meeting that went on to become one of the most talked about moments in hip-hop history. But whichever version of the story you believe, Dre is the common denominator in getting Easy into that treacherous position.
He said that Dre called him, you know, to meet with him to sign over, you know, sign him, get him out the contracts or release him or whatever. But when he get there, Suge was there. So they was in the hotel room. Suge had dudes hiding in the closet under the bed. And when he get up there, Suge locked the door. All these cats come from under the bed and out the closet in the bathroom with guns. You know what I'm saying?
And Dre was in there?
Dre wasn't there.
Oh, Dre wasn't there at all?
Nah, Dre set it up though.
Okay, so
you know, because
Dre...
he didn't hate Dre. You know what I'm saying? As people try to portray, he didn't. Well, they was friends once.
Yeah, they were really close friends at one point.
That's messed up.
You're telling me that Dre called Easy for a meeting.
For Suge though.
But when Easy showed up, Dre wasn't there, but Suge was there.
As damning as that is on its own, Suge claimed that if it was up to Dre, it could have actually gone further.
Dre wanted Easy dead. When he first said it, I thought it was a joke. I know he ain't built like that. You talking about a guy who's scared to deal with a guy who viciously beat up his brother, stumped him out, kicked his head on the curb, and killed him. The more I laughed,
hold up.
You talking about a guy.
Let me lock in.
When he first.
Dre wasn't there, but Suge was there.
Is that his brother?
As damning as that is on its own, Suge claimed that if it was up to Dre, it could have actually gone further.
Dre wanted Easy dead. When he first said it, I thought it was a joke. I know he ain't built like that. You talking about a guy who's scared to deal with a guy who viciously beat up his brother, stumped him out, kicked his head on the curb, and killed him. The more I laughed as a joke, the more serious I felt he was. I knew one thing. Me and Easy had to meet to have a real business conversation to negotiate these demands of making it better for everyone. Andre told me like this: I want Easy dead. I want to hear it. I want pictures. I want all this crazy shit.
In his version of events, Suge claimed that the meeting was built on a lie, that Dre...
These niggas know better than Diddy, man. Diddy was just a little fruity, man. But these niggas know better than Diddy, man. These niggas know better than Diddy, man. Dang!
They wanted to return to the fold.
He said, look, man, I ain't gonna be dealing with Suge no more. I'm gonna come back and then deal with you. And I don't wanna leave Ruthless. I'm happy to where everything is. You my boy. Matter of fact, I want you to be on this song, on this album I'm working on. I want you to do a couple of songs. And I heard Easy say, well, who all gonna be there? He said, man, I'm in the studio by myself. Nobody even know I'm working. Just come to the studio, Galaxy Studio in Cahuenga. Tell security you coming to see me. They're gonna let you up. I'm the only one in the studio. The thing is this, I'm in the studio. Eric walks in, he was surprised. I stood up to shake Eric's hand. He would probably feel it's intimidating because what, Easy is like 5'2", 5'3", and I'm 6'3".
But when the Ruthless Records figurehead found out what was really going down, it broke Easy's heart.
You want me dead?
His figurehead found out what was really going down. It broke Easy's heart.
You want me dead? My mama? Tears flowed down. Even if I was gonna whoop Eric's ass, everything was out the window. I never in my life seen a grown man look so motherfucking sad. I told Eric like this, your secret's safe with me.
And no matter whose tail
my mama
went down, it broke Easy's heart.
You want me dead? My mama? Tears flowed down. Even if I was gonna whoop Eric's ass, everything was out the window. I never in my life seen a grown man look so motherfucking sad. I told Eric like this, your secret's safe with me.
And no matter whose tale you believe, none of it reflects well on Dre, as he turned his back on that man that first invested in him. In all the world renditions of the story, the one thing that remains consistent is Andre made the call to lure Easy into the trap, the betrayal of Easy. Damn, Dre. Although this story is a major blemish on Dre's permanent record, it's just one example which would suggest that loyalty hasn't always been his strong suit, as when things get tough, Dre gets out of Dodge. Back during the glory days of Death Row, Dr. Dre not only made a star out of Snoop Doggy Dogg, but a true ally. But that didn't mean he was going to run the risk of letting any of the hang-ups from Snoop's street life affect his pockets. In another Blockbuster interview, Suge lifted the lid on why Dr. Dre never attended Snoop Dogg's murder trial, alleging picking business interests over aligning with his friend.
Dr. Dre, you know, he didn't go up there to support Snoop because he said that Interscope told Dre that it's no point of going up there because he ain't gonna win a trial or whatever.
I don't know why he didn't show up, because you know what Suge say shit.
That's wild, gang. I ain't gonna lie.
He makes sure that whoever he's punching at, if that's the person that he's punching at, if he put it on Dre, he punch hard. So I don't quite know if it's because of Dre and didn't come because Interscope said don't come. And I can't say that I was there every moment to know that Dr. Dre never showed that support.
This led to friction with fellow Death Row rapper Tupac, as the legendary artist saw this abandonment of his friend as a sign that Dre shouldn't be trusted.
Snoop was on trial for murder, fighting for his life. Somebody had said that Dre was in the car. The jury believed that. We needed Dre to be there to say he wasn't there. And once they would have saw him, they would have known he wasn't there. And that would have saved Snoop's whole case. Because they would have saw that the witness that had said it was lying. And Dre never showed up. He was too busy.
Right.
That's how they told me. When they told me that, I was like, well, no matter how dope he is, and Dre's one of my heroes in the music business, but I was like, no matter how dope he is, if he's not down for his homeboy Snoop, who brought him back when he was just a relic, when niggas was dissing him, you know what I mean? Then I don't want to be a part of him. I don't want to be around him or nothing. Plus, I feel as though what's done in the dark will come to light.
Yeah,
it's
right.
secrets that everybody's gonna find out about that I don't have to play a hate or dry snitch about. That will come out and you'll find out for yourself and you'll know why I did it.
And by the sounds of songs and interviews conducted in the lead up to Pac's untimely death in 1997, he clearly held the grudge.
If you were that shit, I love you. But if you were homo, Dre not gonna be here today. Not today.
Hey, bro.
Gonna be here. He said he wanna be here. If you looking for
Is he getting a haircut, my nigga? What is there to cut? Tupac, you bought it.
not today. Dre not gonna be here.
Oh, he's scraping it. He's scraping his head. Oh, my bad. He's scraping like the little freckles off. He's trying to have a smooth body. He's trying to have a smooth body.
If you looking for Dre, not gonna be here. Yeah, peanut.
As much as disloyalty disgusts both hip-hop fans and those within the industry alike, it doesn't tend to be enough to get you exiled from the genre unless you've turned into an informant. However, one thing that Dr. Dre likely should have caught a lot more flack for is how he treated his fellow man and the women around him. Among the darkest things to ever be attributed to the Compton legend is the fact that his relationships and interactions with girls have often led to allegations of abuse.
What do you mean?
In some cases,
abuse.
they've
Okay.
actually been confirmed. One of the most notable incidents is his time with former death row artist Michelle. Aside from producing some of the hits of the era, Dre found himself romantically involved with the singer. Although musicians getting together is not exactly a problem, the first red flag was that she was allegedly a minor when
These 90 niggas be different, yo. These old heads be different, bro. They be so quick to talk about this generation gang, but they be no better, bro. I know for a fact the people back in the day, bro, the stuff they used to do was way worse than what the hell we doing nowadays, bro. They be like, man, this generation crazy as hell, man. They always doing this, they always doing that. They always did. Nigga, you lived in an era when you didn't have a camera in sight. You could have did anything, and there's no video footage of it. We gotta think, bro. Even though some people don't even think, bro. But we still consider it sometimes. I consider it. I don't do nothing. I don't even think about doing nothing bad like this game. But, bro, nigga, you like 58. What are you messing with a 16-year-old for? 22, 16, man. You should, oh, my gosh, man.
Michelle was still 16 and later turned 17 in December. And Dre, who had a baby on the way from a previous relationship, was 22. The couple later became engaged and had their son Marcel in February 1991. Marcel was Michelle's first child and Dre's sixth. Dude was 22 talking to a 16-year-old. Turned 17.
6 kids at 22, he moving like NBA young boy.
Dre, why weren't you talking to women in their 20s? Why were you talking to 16, 17-year-olds? That's creepy. If that's not predator activity, I don't know what is.
But that was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to how dark it could get. Because according to her, Dre also put his hands on her frequently over the course of their relationship.
Damn.
One night he came in, I guess he went out.
What the hell?
With
Did he edit her voice? Is it like a lawsuit against her voice?
Over the course of their relationship.
one night he came in, I guess he
Did she take a drink of helium?
went out.
Is she trolling? That's her real voice? Michelle? I mean, Michelle? Is she trolling?
Frequently over the course of their relationship.
One night he came in, I guess he went out.
Nah, yeah. Yeah, somebody locked Dr. Dre up, man. No way she talking like this at 16. He was like, oh yeah, this me. Hell nah, man. Hell nah, man. Hell nah, man. Nah, man. She seemed like she talking like she got like an infinite balloon in her throat. Nah, man. Yeah, somebody locked Dr. Dre up, man.
With Doc and yelling at him and drunk and just took off. I have no idea, but that was the first time. And woke up the next morning and I kid you not, didn't have a conversation about it at all. He gave me some money to go to the grocery store to buy some sunglasses. That's it.
Seeing Dr. Dre in this light is uncomfortable, especially because for many people, he's been the architect behind the soundtrack to their lives. But once they hear it, people struggle to reconcile with the way he's treated by the rap community and the music industry at large. The fact that this man has a Grammy Award named after him is insane. I believe every word. Considering the things that he's done, it really does call into question whether there should be
Nigga, why are you surprised that he has a Grammy nomination? Nigga, bro, the whole industry like this.
Such a thing as a Dr. Dre Global
All the
Impact
higher ups be like
Award
this.
after all. Particularly considering this is far from the only story like this. After all, this is the man who was once hounded by the media for slapping Pump It Up's D Barnes. In the view of NWA promoter Doug Young, this went down because D gave Cube airtime to discuss his feud with Dre and the group.
Ice Cube on Pump It Up. I got all suckers 100 miles and running.
Huh?
Give a shout out to the DLC. Y'all can't complain.
Sister D, always in the middle of controversy right here on Pump It Up.
I remember sitting
Pump
at home
it up.
watching Pump It Up because I used to watch Pump It Up religiously because that was
yeah, the 100 Miles and Running EP, I think, that they was doing for the whole show, talking about that. And then, you know, I thought the show was over with, right? I was just about to get up to go get another brew or something out the kitchen, and I look, and she was interviewing Cube, and that's when he said that verse and stuff. If I have you something marks something, I'll have you 100 miles and running. And I was like, oh shit, no she didn't. No she didn't do that.
And once they met up at a Def Jam party, Dre decided to demonstrate how much he didn't appreciate what she'd done.
What'd she do? At D, he said, that's some fucked up shit you done, bitch. And stole on a boom! Boom! And you know how your drunk can just come down? The drunk just came down, and I'm looking and I'm saying, wait a minute, this nigga's whooping this bitch ass. It was Dre's bodyguard.
Am I tweaking? Am I young? I don't get what happened.
I'd like to give a shout out to the DOC. Y'all can't complain.
Sister D, always in the middle of controversy right here on Pump It Up.
I remember sitting there.
What the hell did she
Pump
do?
It Up's D Barnes. In the view of NWA promoter Doug Young, this went down because D gave Cube airtime to discuss his feud with Dre and the group.
Ice Cube on Pump It Up. I got all suckers 100 miles and running.
I'd like to give a shout out to the DOC. Y'all can't complain.
Sister D, always in the middle of controversy right here on Pump It Up.
I remember sitting at home that night watching Pump It Up, because I used to watch Pump It Up religiously, because that was the 100 Miles and Running EP, I think, that they was doing for the whole show, talking about that. And then, you know, I thought the show was off. Oh shit, no she didn't. No she didn't do hold on a boom. And you know how
I guess I'm just young.
Down, the drunk just came down, and I'm looking and I'm saying, wait a minute, this nigga's whooping this bitch ass. It was Dre's bodyguard that did the shit. Knocked out 2 of my motherfucking teeth, and my mouth is bleeding. And then Dre had dragged her around the corner into like this bathroom.
Has he ever beat a man like this though? Like, is he only girls that he be beating on, or has he beat? Has he beat a dude like this?
He had a big ass bodyguard, and you see how slim I am. So I did like a little fake, scooted under the motherfucker's legs, and got on top of Dre and started grabbing him, trying to choke him to get him off of her, man, when nobody even helped us, man.
In the years since it all went down, the incident seems to have left a permanent mark on Dee's psyche, to the point that she can barely even talk about it.
You just grabbed me.
Grabbed you how?
I'm sorry, kid. I mean, it's no secret. They grabbed me by my hair and started slamming me up against the wall. It's a painful and traumatic experience. And then when you add celebrity into the factor, it's a constant reminder. And in my situation, there's actually reference in songs.
In the end, Dre settled a $22.7 million lawsuit over the situation out of court, with the rumor being that the fee Barnes received was something in the 6-figure region. But try as he might to completely erase these moments from the public's brains, they kept resurfacing. So almost 30 years later, he apologized for these incidents after they threatened to derail the press tour around the Straight Outta Compton film. I apologize for the women I've hurt, Dre said in a statement to the New York Times. I deeply regret what I did, and know that it has forever impacted all of our lives. 25 years ago, I was a young man drinking too much and in over my head with no real structure in my life. However, none of this is an excuse for what I did. I've been married for 19 years, and every day I'm working to be a better man for my family, seeking guidance along the way. I'm doing everything I can so I can never resemble that man again. His business partners at Apple and Beats One issued their own statement declaring, Dre has apologized for the mistakes he's made in the past, and he said that he's not the only person that he was 25 years ago. We believe the sincerity, and after working with him for a year and a half, we have every reason to believe that he has changed. But one person who didn't buy it was Michelle, believing that it was just an attempt at damage control. I don't really think it's a sincere apology. I didn't ask for a public apology, and I think if he's going to apologize, he should do it individually. To just group us like we are nothing and nobody, I just don't think it's sincere to treat us like we don't have names. He's selling a movie. I think it's just good PR. With his victims unconvinced that he's changed, all Dre could really hope for was that no more situations like this came up, because it was becoming clear that his behavior hadn't improved as much as he wanted everyone to believe. But if there was ever a situation where Dre really got held accountable for how poorly he treated women, it was financially during his divorce with Nicole Young. After being together for nearly 24 years and having 2 kids together, their marriage reached a point where it couldn't be salvaged. And from there, Nicole told some crazy stories. In depositions, she claimed that Dre held a gun to my head twice in 2000 and in 2001, that he punched me in the head and face in 1999 and 2000, and that he kicked down a door while he hid from his rage in 2016, among other instances of abuse. From there, she claimed that Andre had verbally and emotionally decimated my personhood to the extent that I currently suffer from post-traumatic stress syndrome. During our marriage, I considered calling the police several times, but as I fell deeper into the abusive relationship, my fear of Andre outweighed any confidence I had that the police could help me. While a prenup agreement from 1996 caused roadblocks for both parties, Nicole wound up walking away with $100 million, in turn not only doing damage to his public image, but his massive net worth as well. As part of the settlement, Young was required to move out of their Malibu beach house by the end of the month, but kept a Rolls Royce, Range Rover, Escalade limousine, and Spider motorcycle, as well as all of her jewelry. And considering that they must have had enough on him to lead to this kind of settlement, perhaps he wasn't the right man to introduce Not Like Us at the pop-out, even in the view of defense attorneys like Olaimi Olern.
It's so sad with the situation with Dr. Dre because it's not even just like it's a well-kept secret or an open secret or something. It's a fact, a substantiated fact that Dr. Dre is an abuser. And let me say what I say. I'm not somebody who throws out abuser. Again, I'm a defense attorney. More often than not, you're gonna see me coming over to the side of like, you know, redemption and restorative and not carceral feminism and not canceling and all these different things, right? Like I have even a more sympathetic thought process, maybe to the legal standing of like a Jonathan Majors case or something like that. If you even just talk of one Dr. Dre allegations, they're all gruesome. Dr. Dre is somebody we know beat the dog shit out of Michelet, beat the dog shit out of D Barnes at a party in front of people while the crowd was held off at gunpoint so he could continue to do it. And then other artists, the people that he's in community with, his entourage said, oh, she deserved it, it should have happened. And people like Eminem put out into the discourse that she was slapped in a song in order to deminimize it forever. Then he has allegations. He has tons of children. Dr. Dre has tons of children, many of whom allege like neglect, abuse, XYZ. He also has a wife currently divorcing him who's alleged abuse. So this is not somebody who's done one thing and we're just talking about something from 91. This isn't somebody who's like did a thing and apologized or tries to redeem it. No, this is somebody who has showed us a continuous pattern of being an abuser, and the community around him, they don't give a right?
Now a single man, Dre has moved on and dedicated himself to music once more, contributing to projects like a soundtrack for GTA's The Heist DLC, and overseeing the production of Snoop Dogg's Missionary album. And while this is likely a great comfort to his fans, it won't heal the wounds of the many artists and albums that have slipped through the cracks after signing to Dre. Because while they thought it was a golden ticket, they eventually discovered that striking a deal with Aftermath meant that they'd be left to wither on the shelf as his interest in them waned. Launched in 1996 after he left Death Row, Aftermath became Dre's passion project that has brought us no shortage of great music. From Eminem and Kendrick Lamar, to Anderson .Paak, The Game, and 50 Cent, Drake's Interscope backed label has ignited the music world on several occasions with truly era-defining music. But the number of artists who succeeded under Dre's guidance seriously pales in comparison to those who squandered years of waiting for the doctor to say that it was their appointment with stardom. In fact, of the 29 artists that have been listed as official signees of Aftermath since its inception in 1996, only 9, including Dre himself, have at least one album to show for it. The rest of them were forced to contend with features on Dre's projects, writing credits, or simply reverting to the mixtape model long after they thought those days of underground hustle was wrapped up. Possessing a 31.03% success rate when it comes to translating signatures to projects that have received his stamp of approval, Dre's track record as a label boss often gets celebrated due to the landmark successes that have been achieved during his time at the helm. But for every tale of Eminem being plucked from obscurity to dominate the landscape, there are many disgruntled Aftermath alumni who were never afforded Dre's full focus. Among one of the many would-be stars who witnessed the momentum halt, Joel Ortiz reflected on realizing Aftermath was not the label for him during an interview with HipHop DX. Dre, check it out. I don't think me waiting for Detox and then another M album and then me is what I'm looking for at the moment. If my window's open, I want to jump through it. If it ain't gonna be around now, I want to tap out. Stories such as these are sadly common, with the once promising Bishop Lamont recalling how he had to put aside his personal admiration for Dre and realized that he could never flourish under the Aftermath system.
Dre is my big bro, and that's my family regardless. I'm a supporter of Aftermath, whatever he need over there. But after almost 5 years of sitting there and working with every producer in the world, you know, it's kind of unfair to the fans and my family and myself to keep telling people something and the release dates change. After a while, you know, it kind of becomes like my album is Detox. It's like,
you know what I be thinking? I be thinking like, No, I basically just answered my question. I was just thinking like, damn, I was thinking like, damn, like how these people like with all these allegations against them and like all this stuff that people say about them and how they be mean to people, rude to people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like how they just be a bad person, they be the back door be wide open with them, how they just be, you know what I'm saying, not the best people, man, how they last so long, you know? But it be like that though, man. I be thinking like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be like that, man. Sometimes they fake come when they're no longer here, and you know what I'm saying? I just be thinking like, damn, bro, like for all this stuff, like why could they just take them down? But like, hey, man, it be like that though. It be like that though. What am I talking about? I don't know.
Like, when is it coming? You know what I mean? And I can't afford that kind of situation. You know what I mean? I signed in 2006, and the nigga's 31 now.
Damn.
Before she was the first lady of the Rough Riders, New York MC Eve once found herself out of the picture after Dre opted to plow all of his energy into the newly signed Eminem.
I would literally show up to studio sessions that I wasn't supposed to be at, where I knew Dre was gonna be, and be like, so when am I recording? When are you gonna put me on a song? What's going on? And I think he got sick of that, and then I got dropped 8 months later. It wasn't too long after Eminem was signed, I got dropped from Aftermath, and I was devastated.
And while that gamble obviously paid off, it still suggests that Dre's head can be churned at a moment's notice. Once he essentially gets bored of playing,
man, if you gonna sign people, bro, you gotta push them to be their best, bro. You feel me, bro? If that's me, bro, I'm pushing everybody to be the best. If I'm signing you, bro, and you attest to my name, bro, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure you good, bro. Alright, I'm gonna shut up. But all for real though, bro, if you gonna sign these people, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, help them make music, bro. Put their name out there, bro. If you gonna sign them, gang, like, that mean you see something in them, bro. Help try to make them a star. And if it work, it work. If it don't, it don't. But at least put the effort into everybody.
On other occasions, Dre's innate stubbornness and insistence that he knew best has meant that even legends like Rakim found themselves unable to flourish under the great...
Hey, nigga, stop smelling your finger when you hold the mic, gang. What's the point of that, bro? Just hold the mic regular, gang. Why you gotta smell your finger while you hold the mic? It's throwing me off.
Producer's guidance.
Listening to, you know, certain songs that I did or listening to stories, I guess he wanted me to do that.
Another sniff.
A gangster rap album, I guess. And, you know, that's his formula, you know what I mean? But, you know, I thought
another
at that point I should be doing
something
different. You know, we would sit in the studio.
Another sniff.
You know, we had put on a beat.
Another one.
Next to me and be like, yo, I want you to talk that shit on this one. Like, Dre,
sniffing for a minute.
Every track you play, like, when you gonna let me rhyme on something? Well, I gotta, you know, beef with everybody. You know, after him trying to push me to talk crap on every song and me, you know, being rebellious, I guess he realized like, yo, this, you know, ain't gonna work. But you know, actually, I'm the one that told Dre like, yo, I appreciate the opportunity and everything, but I'm going back to New York, bro.
Despite his belief that he always knows best, Dre has gotten his own way with his projects too, where he just couldn't lock them down. Whether it was Helter Skelter with Ice Cube, his concept record The Planets, or the mythological Detox project, he and his collaborators tried to get it over the line, but always fumbled time and time again.
We were doing songs with a kid named Slim the Mobster.
Yo, bro, somebody give him some somebody give him some hot cocoa. Give him some hot tea. When they clear your throat, when they hit one of these. Sometimes you gotta hit one of those to get your vocal waves moving.
And you know, and those early records were really good, you know, and we were working with a myriad of other young writers, and the work was good. I don't think Dre knew exactly what direction he wanted to go in, or really knew what it was he wanted to do, so none of it ever came out. A lot of it got leaked, and then that really pissed the dude off. And so he went back underground after that. You know.
And it never came out.
Yeah, and I stayed around until 2009, you know. And so I was going.
His voice is making my throat itch.
In case you were wondering, the artist Slim the Mobster that the doc mentioned was kicked to the curb once Kendrick entered the scene. But to Dre, this isn't as frustrating as it would be to others, as over the years, he's been open about the fact that he doesn't always see music dropping as a priority.
I'm a recording artist and I just love recording. Most of the shit that I do is not for the public.
Hello, cool.
I'm gonna go to the fucking studio and work tonight. It's just for us and how we'd like to feel. It's a habit. It's a hobby. It's a passion. You know what I'm saying? This is what the fuck I do.
Just work it.
Yeah, I just love making making music. Some of it can come out and, you know, be a commercial success or whatever the fuck. But I would say, man, 75, 80% of this shit is just for us. You know, just for us to vibe to and have fun with.
And just create and just feel that energy.
Because most people have this fucking thing in their head, like whatever I do, I want people to hear it, or it's supposed to come out. I'm the opposite.
You think that's a limitation, thinking that way? Or is it you think that fucks up the vibe, thinking this has to come out? You think you should just create to create? Like,
I think it all comes from an egotistical place, to be honest with you.
Now, it's all well and good when you're only holding your fate in your hands.
Right.
But when it comes to an artist who's put their faith in you to guide their career by signing to your label, then this philosophy is not only
How do
reckless,
moles grow
but
like that?
arguably selfish. In this sense, his legendary perfectionism is a curse, rather than a benefit to what he does. Ultimately, Dr. Dre is a successful man who could have left an even bigger imprint on the culture if it weren't for the asterisks that have been placed next to his name. Between his reputation as a less than stellar ally through his abuse allegations, and the careers that he's let wither on the vine under his watch, the Compton legend is so prone to mistakes that he lost $200 million and robbed himself of becoming a billionaire by talking prematurely about his deal to sell beats to Apple.
Billionaire Boys Club for real, homie. Huh? Fix your face. Fix your face. Oh, shit. The Forbes list just changed. They need, hey, it came out like 2 weeks ago. They need to update the Forbes list. Shit just changed. In a big way. Oh, my. That.
In a real way.
The first billionaire in hip-hop. Right here from the motherfucking West Coast.
A complicated individual with no shortage of skeletons in his closet, Dre has done his best to keep the negative PR at bay. But if you know where to look, it's clear that there's a side of this innovative artist that you'd much rather not encounter.
Hey man, that's the dark side of Dr. Dre, man. It seems like he likes to be Floyd Mayweather. Seems like he just likes to have, he has a little bit of Diddy in him, not the homo side, just the controlling side. But no better than Diddy, man, for what I'm seeing. But nowhere to judge, bro. Everybody could change, bro. Everybody could change, man. Free Diddy. No, not free Diddy. I'm